What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Jump. I've been following Tyson Chandler for a long time, and I just want to say that my senior year of high school, I went to Grant High School, which is the same high school that Dante Stallworth went to, Shaq Thompson, Ontario Smith. So our senior year, 1999, we went to the state championship. We played Dominguez High School, which is where Tyson Chandler went, and we lost. At that time, Tyson Chandler was a sophomore. He was killing everything that was moving as far as blocking shots. He was from Hanford, but he came to Dominguez because Dominguez was the powerhouse. And he lived up to his expectations. He was never known as an offensive threat. He was always a guy that was, really good around the basket. He was a guy that was a good block, a defender, a rebounder. And one thing I like about him, he did something that many athletes don't do, which is that he married within this community. A lot of athletes these days are marrying outside the community, right? A lot of athletes are not marrying young. Athletes of today are getting caught up in Instagram booty model scams. And Tyson Chandler, from what I understand, you don't hear that about. He did it the right way. He's married for 16 years, and as an African-American young man, I have a lot of respect for the brother. I just do. I do. I have any respect, I have much respect for somebody that comes out of our community that wants to marry our people and produce a family, even though, let's just be honest, in today's time in America, it's not likely. The culture is too toxic. But he did it. He was together for 16 years, and it's come to an end. But it's interesting that it came to an end right after his last season in the NBA. And shout out to my brother Omar at All Urban Central. He sent this story to me. And my brother's from the Bay Area. Go check him out at allurbancentral.com, All Urban Central YouTube channel. They have over 1 million subscribers. And Omar was like, damn, she gonna lead a dude a year after he retired? And it's not uncommon, right? Because look at what happened with Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett was out of the league for not for long when his wife filed for divorce. Oh, hell no! Not only that, Scottie Pippen and Larsa Pippen, now we know what that is, but that happened a little bit afterwards. And what can we deduce from this? That as long as the guys were out there playing in the league, making money, they were, making those checks, and they were busy, those women were okay whatever problems they were having in relationships. So what that means is, if you're cheating on me, but you're playing in the NBA, you're bringing home those checks, cool. But you're not going to be cheating on me when you retire. Now you're not who you used to be, so you don't get to have those pull anymore. Now, the lead attorney, shout out to him, he talked about a lot of conditions that come into relationships like that. And, a lot of those NBA athletes that make a lot of money, they don't end up with the same, and I'm talking about as far as investment is concerned. Very few NBA players end up doing what like Magic Johnson does, which is they're excellent businessmen. It just doesn't happen. Those guys typically end up being a lot more poor as time goes on. But Tyson Chandler, whatever situations were between him and his wife, things changed shortly after he left the league. And now he is, and that's a tough time for a guy, because he's transitioning from being a all-world athlete to now being a guy that's in the house. A regular guy retired at 38, and you're still relatively a young man. You're still in relatively good health. So now you're young, retired, living in the house all day, and you're really living with a person that you really just don't know, because all 16 years you've never been in the house with her like that. You've always been on the road. But now you're living in the house. Okay. And so what you're finding out about one another, just like coronavirus showed us, is that you really don't know the person that you thought you knew. And also that this person and you have also changed over time. And that's something that we don't think about it. Like, people change in relationships. People can get influenced by, TV. They can get influenced by books. They can get influenced by what's going on in pop culture. They can just get influenced by how they feel. And you were somebody they wanted 5 years ago, and today they don't want you no more. And they don't see much use for you. And the thing about it is that, let's say, for example, if he had some problems, cheating on her and stuff like that. Well, maybe now, since you ain't got the kind of money you used to have, you get the kind of pull, I'm not taking that stuff, and I don't really respect you as much. So now it's my turn to get out of the relationship and recoup what I still have of my youth. And you're seeing this, with girls like Brittany Renner. And she wasn't married to Peter Washington, but you keep hearing this thing like, well, I have kids now. I want to be able to do my hot girl summer. I want to go to Dubai and twerk my ass on a boat, that kind of thing and stuff like that. So a lot of these ladies really kind of feel like, okay, if I get out now, then I still have another chance to get out there in the dating market and get a better opportunity. God will send me somebody better. The reality is that there's not another kind of caliber of guy like Tyson Chandler to take care of her. And I know that money isn't everything, for sure. Women need to be treated a certain way. I get that. At least that's what they say. But the reality is that once you leave Carmelo Anthony, or not Carmelo Anthony, but the brother Tyson Chandler, there's nobody coming behind you like that. The dating world's going to look real bleak. And since you have irreconcilable differences, the next person that you get with, it's not going to do nothing for you. I mean, like same thing with Carmelo and Lala. Lala is out here trying to be on Instagram. Lala's done. Nobody's going to deal with Lala no more. I mean, I know it's hurt a lot of his fault, but it's the truth. Those guys are going to be able to bounce back. Tyson Chandler will be back. And, the thing about today's marriages in the black community, there's so many outside factors, man, that get people divorced. Instead of at the times when my grandparents came up, there were so many internal factors that kept people together. It was actually like looking bad on the community. If you got a divorce, it was an embarrassment. It was embarrassing to your church family. It was embarrassing to your community. People looked up to you. People respected you. And now you look like people that have let everybody down. It was a disgrace. Now it's a badge of honor. It's like, oh, well, didn't work out. You don't have to stay. No, you got kids and all that, but you could just start over again. It's like a video game, just boop, 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 start over again. And it's not, The reality is not. You got kids involved now. You have children involved. You have custodies come in. You have alimony come in. You have a whole other variation. And it affects everybody negatively. And the people who really suffered the most, and men suffer, don't get me wrong, but men can easily come back from it. The people who suffer the most in divorce ultimately are women and children. And they're the ones initiating the divorce. Bruh. They suffer the most. Because the guy, if he's halfway decent, he can rebound a few years, come back with a hotter chick, and he's happy. Women, not so much. They never really overcome it. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Drunk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.